What's going on, guys? AC's Game 326 right here with you for your official Monday Night Raw review for February 15th, 2015. 2016, I'm sorry about that, 2016. Overall, last night's show, when you're on the road to WrestleMania, this is a point in the calendar year for the WWE. They really need to step up the game. Because even though, yes, it's kayfabe, you always want the wrestlers to perform at their highest quality. You want to have the highest quality Monday Night Raws, the highest quality Friday Night SmackDowns, the highest quality 2 pay-per-views, Royal Rumble and Fastlane, to really jumpstart, to get you pumped up, to get you really excited, and to anticipate the biggest show of the year. WrestleMania 32, apparently being dubbed as the biggest WrestleMania of all time. But last night's Raw, it was really bad. It was not a good show. There were so many things right off the top of my head I can talk about that made this show an easily skippable Monday Night Raw. However, first, let's start off, guys. Social media. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media bullshit links are down below. And always, if you want to view my latest video, I have that down below. It's my classic movie review, Django Unchained, number 2. Go show that shit some love, show that shit some support. Say that 3 times. Show that shit some support down below. And before we get started, as always, right, take a sip of your ice cold beverage, or it could be ice hot, ice cocoa. Before we get started, sit back, relax. That's just water, it's good. And listen to the sound of my voice as I speak the truth. Now, to start off the show, we have a Dean Ambrose promo with Stephanie McMahon. So, of course, Monday Night Raw, always going to start off with promos, whether it be at the Authority, Roman Reigns, or Dean Ambrose lately. That's the way it's going to be. We have Dean Ambrose coming out to the ring, talking to the fans about his intensity, about how he wants an F5 from Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar can kick his fucking ass, but he's always going to keep coming back up. And then cue Stephanie and McMahon's music. She comes out, she's a heel, egging the fans on. She's egging Dean Ambrose on, saying, you want F5? Alright, you got it. But it's not going to be in the traditional sense. We're going to give you a F5 in the fatal 5-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, instantly, as soon as Stephanie McMahon says for the Intercontinental Championship, Dean Ambrose, he's moving on to bigger and better things. He's not going to retain his championship. Okay, he held it for a couple months. Kevin Owens held it for a couple months. Dean Ambrose held it for a couple months. They've been good champions, not really doing anything too significant for the belt. However, they're 2 really hard workers, so it really brings that much more credibility to the championship belt. Anyway, it was an okay segment to start the show. What I like about it is I don't like long, bloated promos, unless it's Paul Heyman. It has to be short, sweet, to the point. Stephanie McMahon comes out, tries to, like always, turn Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, teasing that he might come out to interfere in Dean Ambrose's match. However, if he did, Dean Ambrose would be disqualified and he would be taken out of the triple threat match at Fastlane. So, cue the fatal 5-way match. Really nothing special, to be honest with you. It was just, it was a spot fest, really. No significant narrative. It was just 5 guys. What was it? Stardust, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Ambrose, and Tyler Breeze. I was actually excited to see Tyler Breeze when I heard his music come out. I was saying, all right, maybe he does have heat on him right now. He does have heat, apparently, for leaving a taping early, whatever the fuck. And hopefully he would get a chance because he is an underrated worker. He's an underrated worker. What he can do in that ring, he has some talent. The kid got some talent. So I was hoping he can get some sort of push. He had that initial feud with Dolph Ziggler. That didn't go anywhere. That didn't catch fire. Apparently Vince McMahon has already soured on the character of the beauty one that is Tyler Breeze. So, but really he was just here to take the pinfall, which he deserves better than that. Like I said, I would really like to see him get a good, nice push. But what are you gonna do? So like I said, nothing special. Towards the end of the match, you had Dean Ambrose going for dirty deeds. I forget on whoever the fuck it was. Dean Ambrose then gets zigzagged by Dolph Ziggler. So Dean Ambrose is down. Tyler Breeze comes in to try to throw Dolph Ziggler out. Capitalize on Dean Ambrose. Here comes Kevin Owens. Pop a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. We have your new Intercontinental Champion. Okay, so that, like I said, that frees up Dean Ambrose to go into bigger and better things. And what that should be is, listen, WrestleMania 32 is looking like a really bad show for WrestleMania. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, especially when you have the main event way too predictable. Way too predictable. You can't have Roman Reigns. We all know Roman Reigns is going to win at Fastlane. We all know he's going to go on to WrestleMania 32 in the main event to dethrone Triple H and be really crowned as the golden WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's way too predictable. You cannot have that. WWE has to have some sort. I understand. It's illogical. I get it. I know sometimes logic makes sense. Obviously, logic makes sense. Sometimes predictability is good, but not in this case. Not in this case. WWE has to have some sort of swerve, because I can guarantee it. If Vince puts that match on, main event, Roman Reigns holding that belt up at the 11 o'clock hour to close the show, fans are not going to be happy, because you know Vince McMahon always loves to have the fans go home happy. So why not have Dean Ambrose win the triple threat match at Fastlane? Because you know, Brock Lesnar is gonna be attacked by the Wyatt family. That's gonna set up their angle. Have Dean Ambrose win the triple threat match. Have Dean Ambrose win the triple threat match and go on to WrestleMania. It's because it's been teased all year. Dean Ambrose has always been so close to touching that WWE Championship. Think back to Money in the Bank. When he had his hands on the belt. Him and Seth Rollins came crashing down to the mat holding the belt. But Rollins came away the victor. Think about Elimination Chamber. Dean Ambrose actually won that match, but it was taken away from him. Think about the Royal Rumble. He was this close. It's been dangled in front of him like a fucking carrot, dangling in front of a donkey's face. Give it to Dean Ambrose. Let him have his crowning, shining moment on the main event of the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and have Dean Ambrose win the WWE Championship from future first ballot Hall of Famer and legend Triple H to pass the proverbial torch. I would love to see that, have the fans go home happy. I would love that. As far as Roman Reigns goes, you can have him. He needs to turn heel. Obviously, yes. Roman Reigns right now needs to turn heel. He needs to separate himself. I can't stand the fucking brother angle when Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, these are best buddies, these are brothers, separate them, have Dean Ambrose, have Roman Reigns after the match, spear Dean Ambrose 1, 2, 3 times, have him smash him through the announce table. He's just so frustrated. He's done with the fans. He's done with absolutely everything. He's turned his back on everyone. He's in it for himself. Okay? And have him go on to, he's going to turn heel. Whomever he's going to face. Just have Dean Ambrose. Maybe he's going to take, you never know. You never know. Just have Dean Ambrose go in the main event of WrestleMania. That's what you have to have. Alright. That was a little tangent I went on, but whatever. What do we got next? We got Mark Henry versus Big E. Okay, like I said, this show, it's called World Wrestling Entertainment. Okay? And William Regal said it best. This isn't, as far as Vince McMahon is concerned, this is an entertainment business with a wrestling backdrop. Really, not too much wrestling featured on this past Monday's show. Mark Henry versus Big E. Nothing special, man. Mark Henry, he's old. He looks like he's gaining more weight by the year. He's just lethargic in the ring. He's slow. No one wants to see him. He doesn't add any credibility. He doesn't help Big E in any way here. yes, the New Day are fucking phenomenal. They're great heels. They're great mic workers. They're fun to watch, entertaining. The whole booty hole, the pink tights, unicorn, Francesca, all that bullshit's great. But when it comes down to this match, Mark Henry versus Big E, it was very awkward actually at the end of the match when you had Big E, which is it was actually a fucking sight to see him actually lift 400-pound Mark Henry with ease on his shoulder, looking for the big ending. But there was two splashes actually by Big E on Mark Henry early in the match that maybe broke a couple ribs, maybe injured Mark Henry a little bit because apparently he's injured. So when Big E had him on his shoulder for the big ending, Mark Henry looks like he just fell. He just it was fucking awkward. He just fell on his back and Big E covered him 1, 2, 3. It was fucking awful. It was getting hard to watch. Trust me, it was tempting to change the channel and just watch Better Call Saul. To be honest with you, even watch the fucking Grammys. I don't know the ratings for this past week of Monday Night Raw if they were affected at all by the Grammys, but it was a bad match. It was a bad match. And Big E's a stiff worker. He's a decent worker in the ring, but this was not a bad match. All right. Next, we have the Brie Bella promo. Byron Saxon. She is going to give her, she gave her insight on how Daniel Bryan's doing, how he's coping with his retirement, and how she's looking forward to her title match this Sunday at Fastlane with Charlotte. And then as she's in the middle of her promo, cue Charlotte's music. She's walking out with Ric Flair, and actually, Charlotte, she made the segment. To be honest with me, she made the segment. Whenever Brie Bella speaks, for some reason, Daniel Bryan's one hell of a mic worker, but as far as Brie Bella goes, she just sounds so scripted. You can tell she's waiting for a cue, and then she says, "Oh yeah, what's that?" She's reading from a script. That's a problem right now. I've said it numerous occasions. WWE, the creative team, they just hand packets, sheets of papers to the talent. Here, memorize this. Go in front of the camera. Look like a deer in headlights. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kick your asses. Listen, just have them go out there, respond naturally to what your counterpart says. Respond to whatever comes to your mind. Express how you feel naturally to the universe, and it will resonate. That's all you have to do. So that was the what ruined the segment for me, to be honest with you. But Charlotte, she's a great heel. You see Ric Flair smiling in the background. It was great to see. She really got the point across that she was trying to play mind games with Brie Bella, that she should forfeit her match, that she shouldn't worry about the Divas Championship. She should worry about her ailing sister, who just, Nikki Bella, who just got over neck surgery. She should worry about her husband, who is retired because of his multiple concussions. Just worry about that. Don't worry about the Divas title picture. It was convincing by Charlotte. She made the segment. And it should be a pretty decent match at Fastlane between these two divas. Charlotte, she's a great worker. Brie Bella, she can go in the ring, so we'll see. But there's one thing that you can't do. You cannot put the belt on Brie Bella just because Daniel Bryan has retired. You can't, just because she is Daniel Bryan's wife, just because she is affiliated with Daniel Bryan, you cannot put the championship on her. Apparently she's set to retire also after Fastlane, to start her brand new life with Daniel Bryan. Best wishes to their beautiful family. So obviously, Charlotte will retain this Sunday. All right, next segment we have on the show is actually quality wrestling. Yeah, I gotta tell you, man. I watched AJ Styles a little bit on TNA. I'm not really a big indie guy. I know the top indie guys. I'm not really a big indie watcher, like Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I do not watch that too frequently, so I'm not really accustomed to AJ Styles' style, if you will, his offense. But I'll tell you, he's fresh, he's new, he's a fucking stiff-ass worker, man. When he fucking hits you with those backhands, those kicks, the Pele kick, you can feel it. You can tell The Miz was feeling those fucking shots. But the Miz, he's a great mic worker. He's just an overall solid talent. I'll give it to him. He's annoying as shit, but these two put on one fucking hell of a match. This was a really good match. He had Chris Jericho on commentary. He was adding that much more depth, that much more layer. You can tell his smarmy attitude. He's really set to turn heel. You can tell how he denied AJ Styles' challenge to have a match at Fastlane. He said, you know what? We'll have the match on my terms. I'm not gonna accept that just yet. Okay, but AJ Styles, he's being protected. Obviously, he's a brand new star, brand new free agent. I believe he wins with the calf crusher here. A great submission move. I guess they're trying to stay away from the Styles clash. It's a dangerous move. I understand that, but Styles wins with the calf crusher. He makes the Miz tap out. It was a great 15-minute plus match. Hard hitting. These two have great chemistry, and you can tell AJ Styles. You can tell. A lot of people don't know in the wrestling business, but the psychology is really one of the most important, if not the most important thing that you can have as a pro wrestler. Not only to construct a wrestling match, but to know each spot, to know where to be. You can tell how quick, you can tell how intelligent of a mind that AJ Styles has for this business, and he is, from what I've seen, one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet right now. So he really carried Miz in this match, in my estimation. Maybe I'm really undercutting the Miz's talents here, but you know, they put on one hell of a match. And I'm really looking forward to their third match, the grudge match between the Miz and Chris Jericho this Sunday at Fastlane. There was no, like I said, it was an okay match. I wasn't a big fan of it on his debut match. AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago. Fucking 5-star matches past SmackDown Thursday night, and they should have another great match this Sunday at Fastlane. So I'm looking forward to it. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, two great talents, two phenomenal workers, no pun intended. So we'll see how it goes. Excuse me. And next up, guys, we have the Dudley Boys promo. Now, Dudley Boys, they turn heel. They cut a promo. What they're trying to get across is they're not just two, the Uncle Dudleys. They're not just gonna come back for a farewell tour. They're not gonna be all nice. They're not gonna be all good. Hey, let's put them through a table. No, these are two badass motherfuckers who are here to kick ass, who are here to dominate the tag team division, and who are here to solidify their names as the greatest tag team of all time. And it was great mic work by Bubba Ray. He's so talented. He's really compelling. He's he's a great charisma. When he talks, you listen. Okay, it was strong. You can tell Devon and Bubba Ray. It wasn't scripted. They weren't messing around. They talked straight to the hard camera. They talked straight to the viewers at home. They got in their hearts, and it'll be interesting to see how they evolve as a more ruthless and destructive tag team. Because that's what I want to see. I want to see more violence from the Dudley Boys, because they've been a little tame since they returned this past August to the WWE, but I want to see them be much more ruthless, especially to the Usos. Fuck the Usos. I can't stand those motherfuckers. So it was a really strong segment to really up the show about the hour-and-a-half mark. Paid for a Summer Rae. Skip it. I didn't watch that shit. What else? I skipped it to get to this gold segment. Okay. I'm going to give you one sentence right here. When Paul Heyman has a microphone, you sit down in front of your TV screen and shut the fuck up, drop everything that you were doing, and you listen to a wizard on the microphone. As the old saying goes, Paul Heyman can sell ice to a fucking Eskimo. The way he sold this match at Fastlane it got me excited for the triple threat match at Fastlane between Ambrose, Lesnar, and Reigns. Even though we know he's going to win. We know he's going to win. But it got me excited. When you have a predictable match, you want to have that feeling in the back of your mind, hey, maybe this guy can win. You never know. You want to have that feeling, maybe, hey, well, we know Lesnar's not going to win because, yeah, it's Bray Wyatt. But, hey, maybe, maybe Dean Ambrose can pull it off. We have a promo here by Paul Heyman to Roman Reigns trying to turn the gears in Roman Reigns' head, that you have two choices to make. You can either choose your family or you can either choose your friends. Obviously, his family being his wife and his daughter, and his friend being Dean Ambrose. And talks about how Brock Lesnar is a fucking beast. He mowed through Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose last week, F5'd Dean Ambrose twice, so he's an unstoppable force. He's the beast incarnate. Listen, Paul Heyman is just outstanding, putting over the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But of course, after that, there's no way, even if you're for a great mic worker, like just say it was a Jim Cornette out there spitting fire with Paul Heyman, even he couldn't top that. So when you have a terrible mic worker who's like a fucking wooden stick out there talking, there's no way. There's no way he's gonna fucking say anything credible. So after that, the Dudley Boys attacked Roman Reigns from behind. Dudley Boys, Paul Heyman, they go back to the ECW days. So that was probably the reason for the attack. The commentators, they didn't cover that, how they went back to ECW days, but that's probably the reason why they attacked Roman Reigns, kayfabe. And that set up Dean Ambrose coming out at the aid of Roman Reigns to deflect the Dudley Boys. And we saw Dean Ambrose almost go for the Dirty D's on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns countering, he pushes him away, and you can see the dissension between these two. That's why you have to have these two separate. That will increase Roman Reigns as that top star. He has to turn heel. He's going to get that nuclear heat from the WWE Universe. It's got to be the way it goes. All right. So the whole segment with the Paul Heyman promo and the whole aftermath of Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, it was a good segment. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Zack Ryder versus Heath Slater. Skip. Fuck you. Neville Lucha Dragons versus League of Nations. Skip. Fuck you. Becky Lynch versus Naomi. Listen, I like Becky Lynch, but skip. Sorry. Alright. Then we have Big Show versus Braun Strowman. How is this a main event? How is this a fucking main event? I don't understand it. Braun Strowman reportedly is set to have a major push, and you put him in the main event with the way past his prime, overweight Paul White. It was an immediate disqualification as the Wyatt family got involved. Then you have fucking Ryback, who is fucking god-awful, come down to the ring. You have Kane rise from the depths of hell underneath the ring to come to the aid of Big Show and Ryback. That's apparently the match is set for Fastlane. That sets up the 6-man tag team match. Kane, Ryback, Big Show versus the Wyatt family at Fastlane. Who wants to see that fucking garbage? Oh my god. I don't understand why you couldn't have this. You could have anything in the main event segment. The Paul Heyman promo setting up between the aftermath of Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns giving hints on their dissension, that could have easily closed out Monday Night Raw. You have Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns looking at each other in the middle of the ring. Fade to black. Fade to black. I'm not talking about Metallica, motherfucker. Right there. Come on, man. You can't have this as the main event. No, you can't have that, especially on the road to WrestleMania. Like I said at the top of this review, each show has to be fucking quality. Otherwise, what's the point, man? So that really, really left a fucking bad taste in my mouth. Guys, you know I don't bullshit you. bad Monday Night Raw, terrible go-home show, did nothing to excite me about the pay-per-view. I didn't even know fucking Fastlane was this Sunday until they announced it on Monday Night Raw. They've done nothing to make me want to watch Fastlane this Sunday. Nothing. So we'll see how the pay-per-view goes. I don't know. We'll see. Guys, thank you for listening to my Monday Night Raw review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you didn't, that doesn't mean hit the dislike button. Just don't do anything. All right, if you don't like the video. If you want to see more, obviously hit that subscribe button. You already know what to fucking do. I already told you my links to social media down below. Upcoming days, trust me, I will have a preview and predictions video for Fastlane. And of course, I'll have my Fastlane review this Sunday, immediately following the show. Guys, thank you for listening. Let's take a sip of our beverage to end the show. Guys, peace out.